friends and Prairie Vintage. My name is Linda. I'm an energy intuitive reader here on YouTube. I use spirit and my intuition, the tarot, to communicate energies to you guys, most amazing viewers. If you're new to this channel, welcome. If you are returning, welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm so blessed to be here doing your reading again today. You guys are all very safe and welcome in this space with me today. I can't wait to get into today's reading. It'll be a quick sort of energy check, pulse check in regards to the person, the connection you came here about, and how are they feeling and thinking about you at this time. We'll be using the animal spirits in order to communicate these feelings and these thoughts, okay? And as usual, multiple piles or picks here could be connected to the same connection. Up to you to use your intuition. So let's get into the disclaimer. So if you guys are new to tarot is not predicting the state that you have to accept of the future condition. Okay, tarot is a reflection of your consciousness, and so there's many different energy frequencies that we can be in. It's up to us to determine our energy frequency, and so tarot is just reflecting back to you the state of consciousness you're in, and it's going to reflect that back to you. Okay, so you can choose with your free will where you want to sit, and so you can get ahead of the game by listening to tarot to make different choices, decisions, or conscious awareness of where you sit. Okay, that's solely up to you and the divine. So whatever pulls through here is going to be someone else's opinion about how they're feeling. That has nothing to really do with you and your self-worth and your value. Okay, you're a divine being of God, regardless of whether somebody sees value in you or not, or is traumatized or not, has nothing to do with you. And so this person is going to have their own filter conditions, programs, genetics, karmas that will dictate their feelings and thoughts about you and this connection. Okay, don't let that dictate your own self-value and your own self-worth. Don't hang your hat on that state of being in which keeps you in perpetual pining, suffering, longing, separation. Okay, you're whole and complete. No one can take anything away from you. And your own value is always there, whether you choose to see it or not, is whether you're in a state of suffering or not. That's solely up to you. The divine has everything at your feet, at your fingertips. It's already there. It's already happening. It's up to you to see it, connect with it, integrate that into your choices and your beliefs. Okay, if we believe in scarcity, if we believe that out there is something that I'm lacking, out there is where love exists for me to bring towards me, then that is a core belief that you hold on to. That's not true, but it becomes your truth. It becomes your reality. It becomes the thing that you start to live by, and that is a state of suffering, because we're always at the mercy of out there bringing towards us. So if someone else is not doing the thing we want them to do, then we're suffering, we're lacking, we're missing. Okay, but when we find it within, that we are already love, we're whole and complete, and we connect to this part of us, then we no longer at the mercy of whether someone is showing up or not showing up. Okay, and if we are lacking love in our life, that just means we're not giving enough love. Okay, because you can't be lacking what you're giving. It exists when you're in that energy. When I'm in the energy of love, giving, acceptance, then the universe brings that back tenfold. But if I'm in a state of sadness, separation, keeping and taking for myself from out there, then the universe reflects that back to me. And so now I'm without, because out there is pulling away. So out there is a reflection of what's going on inside. Okay, full circle back to what I said what tarot is. It's a mirror of your consciousness. So if you're expanding, giving love in a high frequency energy, then the universe has to, the law of energy, produce more of that in which you're focused on. Okay, it's law of attraction stuff. And so where's your energy going? Where are you flowing? Okay, so I will read the energy and the cards for you so you can adjust accordingly. Now, beautiful angels. Sometimes the messaging comes through very specific, and that is for someone else. You can leave those messages aside. It's the overall energy in that pile should resonate with either your energy or the person you came here about. Could be blended, and it could get the roles reversed, but it's up to you to determine who is who. And sometimes the energy comes through quite dramatic and extreme, but it's more of a nuanced version or watered down version that could be certainly applicable to your situation. It's up to you to determine where it sort of sits, but that energy should resonate with your connection. If you're left confused, it doesn't make sense, it's not resonating, you have more questions than answers, it is not your pile. No, I will not explain it more in detail. And I will not change the way that I've channeled it, because that was meant for whoever was meant to hear it. If I have to elaborate or add, then that's not your reading. And then you can go to another pile, okay? Or you can go to another reading, or you can go to another reader. It's up to you. No one's forcing you to stay here. No one's forcing you to this message. It's definitely always up to you. You are the captain of your own divinity, or your rowing is up to you. Beautiful angels. Let's take a look at the cards we're using. Now, I don't know for certain if I'm going to be using this Prism Oracle. This might be just confirmation on top of the reading. We'll see. Okay, but we will be using the Animal Oracle. So we have the Spirit Animal Oracle. And we have the Animal Power Deck. And we have the Animal Spirit. So we won't use tarot for this reading. Like I said, it'll be sort of a quick energy or pulse check on your person when it comes to their feelings and thoughts, which could come kind of mixed. So option 1, we have this iridescent glass paperweight with the ribs. I love peacocks, and this totally reminds me of a peacock energy, all the iridescence. And then option number 2, we have this beautiful glass heart pendant. Option number 3, we have this speckled art glass heart paperweight. Option number 4, we have this rose quartz flat palm stone heart. Okay, so sit with these 4 piles or energies, stones, glass, if you will, and if you're drawn to multiple piles, it could be past, present, future. It could be you and your person sitting in 2 different piles. Use your own intuition to pull you into whichever one feels right. And I will put the timestamp in the description box in the pinned comment below. It will take you directly to your pick, and I will see you there. Hello, gorgeous angels. Pile 1, you guys picked the iridescent ribbed glass paperweight, and we're looking at the person you came here about, and we're doing a quick energy check, pulse check on this person to see their feelings and thoughts. Okay, I won't be doing an energy check on you or this connection, so it's up to you to really use your intuition here if it resonates. Okay, that's only you can do this. No one can tell you what's your pile or what's your person. Go to the disclaimer before you start leaving a whole bunch of questions, because the questions will be answered there. Okay, so we're looking at pile number 1's person, the person they came here about. We want to know their feelings, we want to know their thoughts right here, right now, for the greatest and highest good of this connection, greatest and highest good of the viewer. Pile 1 and the person they came here about. How is pile 1's person, the person they came here about, feeling and thinking currently, right here, right now, about pile 1, about this connection? What are their feelings? What are their thoughts for the greatest and highest good? Spirit, please help me to channel this message. Please protect me and the viewer as I channel this message for the greatest and highest good of pile 1. Thank you so much, spirits. Thank you so much, pile 1, for allowing me to tap into your energy, the energy around you at this time. I'm truly blessed to be here doing your reading. I dropped 2. Give me a sec. It felt like that. Okay, bottom of the deck, the ladybug. Appreciate blessings. We got 2 ladybugs. Ladybugs are Jupiter energy, Sagittarius and Pisces. And we have the rabbit, activate fertility, in reverse. So rabbits to me sometimes talk about divine timing. I feel something stuck. Rabbits are all about fertility. Rabbits are also very skittish and they run away. So I feel like someone's ran, and it's been I feel like something stuck is what I feel. Okay, something stuck, someone ran, and I feel as though there was a lot of mutual feelings here between the 2 of you guys, but maybe it got very intense here with the appreciate the blessing. So instead of leaning into the connection, I ran Okay, and so now I'm getting in the way of the divine universe. And so things are stuck rather than flowing because I ran. So I feel like your person ran away. Okay, and there's a potential to create, but I'm stunting this connection by leaning away rather than accepting. Armadillo, trust yourself. So yeah, I don't trust in my own ability here to accept the intensity or this blessing of this connection. And so I'm defensive and I ran away. And I feel like the armadillo has this defensive shell, but the fact that it's sort of here, like in the reverse, I feel as though this person isn't engaged with you right now. That's their coping mechanism. You know, I don't feel like they're around you being all defensive, and I feel like they've pulled themselves out and ran or blocked or just avoiding you altogether so that they don't have to be defensive. Because I don't think this person wants to be combative, and I don't think this person wants you to know that they're defensive. Really, the truth behind the reason why they can't engage. Because all signs point to this being a blessing. You guys can work together. This is about luck and abundance here. But instead of showing up, I was cowardly and ran away, but mostly because I don't trust myself. Nothing to do with you, but how would that appear? I don't want to appear cowardly to you, and I don't want to get into big arguments. So the easiest thing I did was be a coward and run away, or got very skittish and ran. So I feel as a runner here. Yeah, take the leap. So I cowardly didn't invest, or I didn't take the chance. And so I pulled away, because if I accepted this blessing, I would have to deal with the release of certain things in my world that are not healthy. I have to let go of certain things. But instead of that, I chose the thing in which it provides me the comfort, you know, the thing that I know. Although it might not be joyous, it was at the mercy of coming together and the blessing I could have with you to choose the comfort zone of the thing that makes me feel comfortable, you know, because I don't trust myself in connection. Well, communicate clearly. So I didn't explain to you. I probably just blocked or ran or didn't validate this connection. Lots unsaid. But the whale is talking about deep, deep, deep love. And so you and this person feel this deep spiritual love. This person hasn't communicated this to you. And instead of talking to you about this or working through their challenge or struggle, they ran away. Okay, but there's a deep spiritual knowing that we could create something here if we work together. There's a blessing on the table here in this connection that's very intense. I feel it, I know it, but I'll just avoid or be in denial about it if I don't talk to you about it, and I just pull away here because I don't trust myself to handle this accordingly, or trust myself to deal with what I need to release, because the frog can talk about healing. And so there's still a need to heal in order for something to become birthed. And I have to release in order for there to be space for big love. I can't accept big love in my world if I'm clinging to certain things that are already taking up space. Okay, turtle, evoke ancient grounded power. So turtles give me the time again, like something stuck, something slow. But turtles do talk about protection, okay, and they also talk about longevity. So it's like for the long haul, it's like a long journey here. And I feel like the fact that we're reverse is like, this connection never got grounded, I feel. There is nothing grounding this connection. It's still in spiritual realm. It didn't take any roots. And this person doesn't feel grounded enough. They don't trust themselves. And so it's like being slammed like into the spiritual world and like being upside down. You know, like how do you get grounded? You have to sort of gain your bearings. And so the easiest thing for me to do is just pull away from this connection so I can get grounded. Because I feel like this person felt there's a big thing with protection here, but it's in reverse with the armadillo shell and the turtle shell. If I lean into you or accept this connection or work with you, I have to face you, which would mean I'm exposed. And what am I exposing? My vulnerability. And what am I exposing? Maybe the fact that I need to heal certain things about me. What am I exposing to myself? A truth about how I feel about myself in regards to maybe certain things that I need to release or clear out of my karmas or my life that I'm not ready to accept. And so I'm defensive, but my defensiveness shows up in a way of running, avoiding, and not telling you, and not being honest, not communicating a truth here. So how are they feeling? They're feeling ungrounded. They're feeling like fight, fight, or flight. They'd rather just not confront you and this problem because it's something I don't trust in myself at this moment. Oh my goodness, I didn't even see this. Duck, step into sacred union. Look at the 2. Yeah, so I avoid. Look, I was even almost avoiding flipping this. Some of you guys is same sex, but some of you guys might be in the same sort of energy. Okay, and these happen to be mallards that are masculine here. So we might be both predominant in our masculine, trying to make something happen and forcing our way in the universe in 2 different ways. For example, you, viewer, if this isn't flipped for you, are trying to force changes in how this person's behaving. So they're running, so I'm trying to change something about accepting this. I don't want them to run, so I'm trying to intervene here with my will or my way, rather than accept this person's sort of state of being, okay, which is a very masculine approach. We're not being receptive to the universe and allowing things to flow, accepting where they're at and allowing things to move. And your person might be forcing their way, is like, I'll avoid this, I'll cling to the thing and hope that that structure and that part of myself remains under my control rather than surrender to the universe. I feel like both you guys need to surrender in order for there to be a union and a coming together. Okay, so I'm feeling masculine energy. I'm feeling a need to heal. I'm feeling something very stuck, something still needing to be birthed. Here's the vulture. Air energy. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Here's the elk. Masculine energy, stable energy, earth energy, Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn. And, oh my goodness, spider, dragonfly, and dragon. And I am keeping this in reverse, even though vulture also came in reverse. I feel it's this way. So, masculine energy coming up again. We need to be in healthy masculine energy. And a healthy masculine has a balance of feminine and masculine, but knows when it's truly empowered. It's working with the universe. It isn't trying to change reality, okay? Only the distorted masculine is going to want to be a doer and is really in some sort of egoic need for control. And so I feel like spiritually saying there's a need to deal with the ego, to transmute egoic beliefs. And only the ego thinks that it has any more power in the universe than it actually does. So there's a need to surrender, transmute those egoic beliefs, and then we're truly empowered. And we can be in masculine energy, which is take action when we need to without forcing our will. So the vulture is nothing is wasted here in regards to this journey. And so you might feel like you're dealing with scraps of this person's presence because there's nothing here really existing of 3D, or it's very limited or removed. Okay, but now this is a conception you have in your mind about how this needs to be happening. Meanwhile, there's lots happening in the spiritual, but no, that's not good enough for you. This person needs to maybe communicate here in the 3D. And I understand if we're very 3D based and we don't see anything in the 3D, we start to get very frustrated. But we're learning about balancing our spiritual self and our 3D self. So one's not more in charge and in power than the other. They have to work in tandem. But if we're very 3D based, which I feel we are, then we suppress the spiritual, or we don't give it any credence. And so I feel like nothing's wasted here. There's a need to experience journey in order to become more spiritual and understand the spiritual side of this. Even if we feel like we're, I don't know, like you feel like something's entitled and it wasn't given to you, or you're putting up with this person's sort of scraps, but no, it's this person is at where they're at. It has nothing to do with you. It's their trauma. It's their need to heal. It's their reaction. And so you need to do the same thing, because I feel in the spiritual connection, there's this mirroring that happens, and nothing is wasted in this journey, everything for a reason. And so we must trust to flow with the universe. Now I'm getting the same energy from these two. Activate fertility and the spider energy. There's something to be created here. Okay, so that is going to take time to build the stability and the security. And we can only build stability and security once we're empowered and in our healthy masculine energy, working with the universe. Because I feel like a spider web, if it's built in the wrong area, you know, prematurely or attached to something and that isn't sustainable, this spider web will keep getting washed away. You know, let's say it's right in the middle of an open doorway, for example, and people keep coming in and going. The spider's going to keep building the spider web, and it's going to keep getting wiped away. So it can't exist, and it can't be stable there, can't build its home there. So it needs to know what it's attaching to, you know, in this metaphor way, in order for it to have security and stability. So this is very metaphorically speaking about the masculine energy here, in which both you guys are in. If I'm going to engage in something stable and solid, how am I attaching to it? And am I building on something that is stable and secure? Because if I try to attach to this person and they're not healed and they're not stable and secure and reliable and all these things that they need to be in order for us to have this beautiful magical union to create the thing, then what's the point of me building here? It's just going to be taken down. So we have to be ready in divine timing. And what does divine timing do? It makes us look at things we got to release. We got to heal certain things. We got to get empowered. We got to look at our distorted masculine, feminine energy. We have to examine our thoughts so that we can create. And this comes with a spiritual awakening. Okay, so I feel like there is true sight that needs to happen here that's being blocked. The intuitive sight, the spiritual sight, the sixth sense sight, everything that we're not really seeing in the 3D needs to be understood and felt and believed and integrated with this dragon card. And I don't think we're there yet, because we're really focused on 3D. Okay, and I feel this goes for you and your person. And so we need to see through the illusion in order to have the transformation. Dragonflies talk about transformations just like butterflies do. Okay, but the dragonfly symbolizes seeing through an illusion, seeing the truth through something that maybe was a belief or a story or an understanding we had that wasn't true. And so we see something for what it is. And anytime we're seeing something that's an illusion is because we believe it, we're sustaining it, and we're feeding it with mind. And it's sometimes generated through a conditioned belief or a programmed belief or a trauma. Okay, it's an ego. It's the devilly way. You can call whatever you will. But the illusion doesn't exist. And it's only sustained by how we feed it. And so I upkeep this belief, this thought. And so therefore it becomes real. But the minute I see through my own thought, and it's not real, and it's only limiting me, and it's only creating suffering, then I see the truth for what it is, and then I can build and create. Because if this spider keeps seeing the doorway as something that it's not, and keeps building the web, it keeps getting wiped away. But if this spider could see through the illusion that that doorway isn't the be-all, end-all, not to peg itself to that doorway, and it starts building a spider web outside in the safety of some other corner, now it's secure. But it had to see through the illusion, or else it'd be insanity and keep repeating cycles here. Thinking it knows, thinking it knows, thinking it knows. It's like, no, you just believe in some thought. You're just in your mind thinking that it's true, but really you got to see through the illusion. You got to intuitively understand and see. I am being called to read this dragon. I feel like it morphed into your energy, but I do feel it is both. Okay, I feel it is both. But I feel like you need to know you, because your person is sort of running stuck here, because you're being asked to see through the illusion. You're being asked to do something here with your ego that transmutes it so that you can be empowered, so you can create stability, security. Okay, work with what you have here. And so I feel like we might be seeing this as like lack mindset. Oh, I'm only left with the scrap or whatever. Okay, but this vulture is very much needed for the ecosystem, because it sort of has a role and a purpose here too, and how it disposes of certain things. Okay, and it's really tying me back to this frog energy, because the frog here is all about healing and cleansing. And so I feel like even the job nobody likes, you know, to clear up the stuff here that's could like become, I don't know, like, you know, a dead body starts to sort of smell after a while. Don't ask me how I know, but you know what I mean. It starts to like decompose and to become like toxic. So this vulture's cleaning up the toxic things. It has to go through this process. Now, whether it's pleasant or not is irrelevant. The process is needed nonetheless. And so I feel like there's a process here that we might not like, that is required. Whether we see it or not, we have to see and accept. Because when we see and accept, now we're in love with the truth. And now we can build. But until we are forced to see it, then we resist it and we create suffering and create spirally things here with this person. Okay, pile 1. Let's take a look at your card. So, seeing one's most true self, balance the ego. What did we say? Oh my goodness. The dragon sees everything. Its essence has been with us since before our first breath and will be there at our last. It watches us navigate the external world as well as our inner world. When dragon energy is awakened, we are courageous, visionary, and can easily drop into the witness consciousness. That's observer mode. It is almost as if we're traveling with a great friend inside of ourselves. When we look in the mirror, deep into our eyes, we may even glimpse the self behind the self, the one who is watching us. This is the power of the dragon, breathing transformative fire into every cell of our bodies. Witnessing this omnipotent energy, even for a brief moment, helps us surrender and let go. We let the dragon guide us. We hop on its back for a ride. And as we traverse even the most difficult terrain, the dragon's eyes see beauty everywhere. It is said that if a yogi does not see beauty in the world, their Agni is dim. Agni is described as inner fire or sacred intelligence. Even just the mention of the dragon stir the embers of intelligence within you. And then we see the Ace of Wands. So I'm throwing things, getting me all fired up. So, in the reverse. Now, I did say it was a person and you're quick checking your person, but I do feel your energy here. And we might think that that person is an ego and we're all free of ego. If you think you're free of ego, you're probably the biggest ego person, okay? No one's free of ego. We got to observe. There's a part that needs to be transmuted here. And if this is a soul connection, you and your person are doing the same thing. And if it's stuck, this means you have to get on the spiritual bandwagon of looking at your own ego, allowing yourself to see if you're in victim consciousness and see through the illusion of the ego. Okay? And then things start to sort of flow here. But I feel like things are imbalanced. And I feel it's imbalanced because I feel both are tugging for power or control right now. And I feel like there needs to be a balance of the masculine feminine energy within. And we might be predominantly in one energy, trying to control outcome. Okay, both of you guys. One by running and one by trying to attain. So let's now pull then the advice, which I feel I've gotten here. No, you know what? Sorry, but I do want to do the Prism Oracle because, like I said, I wasn't sure if I was going to use it, but just for clarity, even though I don't feel we need it, but maybe you do need it. Let's see. Spirit, what do we need to know then about this person's feelings or thoughts? Anything else we can add to this before we get into the advice about the person that pile number 1 came here about? Their feelings, their thoughts. I think they're just hung up, stuck, avoiding, resisting, and they don't know why. It's the universe's way, because I feel divine intervention here, because it's calling you to take action. So does this person need to heal? Yes, but so do you. Okay. What do we have? Death, transformation, spiritual release with that frog. We have to have the release. Scorpio energy, stop. So things are stuck until this release. Things are stuck until we transform. Things are stuck until we let go and allow ourselves to release the egoic beliefs or ways of being so we can transform. That's what changes this connection. Okay, so yeah, things are really stuck. Peace on the other side of this. Faith. So how are we going to get over the stuckness? We lean into the transformation. We allow ourselves to surrender. Then we find peace. Peace in the fact that we don't need someone else to make us whole and complete. Peace in the fact that when we release the ego, we're centered and we found Satori, bliss. We're at peace. We feel whole and complete. How do we do this? We trust the divine. We trust that we're divine. We connect to the divinity within us. Okay, so this is all about trusting the unseen, trusting our intuition, trusting that there's a better will and way out there than me having to attain an outcome. Because again, the masculine thinks it has control and it's going to fuel disappointment when it doesn't achieve. Okay, that's all egoic stuff when we are trying to attain a certain outcome. because the spiritual self that has no ego when it comes to that knows that the divine is in control and is at peace in this exact moment. Okay, but that's blind trust that we're working with here. I'm not even gonna. Okay, trust, blind trust, faith, and growth, spiritual growth, transformation, and then we have growth in the connection. That's the thing of it. When you grow, connection grows. What you do inside reflects on the outside. So what you're doing right now is not trusting the divine, therefore this connection's stuck. Everything you're doing that you don't like in this connection, like what you see you don't like in the connection, is really your reflection. It's kind of like tarot here. So you have no one really to blame but yourself, unfortunately. And I know you might feel you're independent of this person, but if this is a soul connection, no, you guys are intertwined in the soul. And even if you're not in a soul connection, what you do internally is going to result in what's out there. So you're going to find someone who you do connect with. It's going to bring to you the person who brings you this peace and this growth. But as long as you're sort of in the energy you're in, it doesn't, no, it's not good. You get a big fat red stop sign. Okay, so I don't know. Maybe you already know this, and it has to happen organically, the growth, because that growth was showing as a plant. And so let's say I plant the seed. I can't go there every 2 seconds poking at the seed. Why aren't you there? It's like it happens organically. I think you planted the seed, and now I think what Spirit wants you to know. Okay, it might come through with this. Sorry, oh my goodness, Spirit kills me with these. I keep going on these monologues, but it's coming through. You planted the seed. I don't think you're completely oblivious. Okay, like you're working on transmuting ego. You might think that there's something you're missing or needing to do, and there's always things we can do, but trust with the faith. You put the seed in there. We can't poke at it. We can't judge it saying, hey, seed, you're still all coiled up. You're still just a little spurt or sprout. You're still this little thing. I need you to be this, that, and the other. No, we're fighting the nature. We're fighting reality. We water it. We make sure it has the right soil. We make sure that there's sunlight. Sometimes the rabbit comes and steps on it or whatever. And so you check on it, you know, but it's a process. And so this is the process of surrender. We know it needs to happen. We've planted it. Let's wait for it to happen organically, naturally. We can't force it to be what it's not. You can't force surrender for yourself. I think you want freedom. I think you want to achieve some state of enlightenment. It comes through time. How do we do it? The watering of that plant. Watering yourself. Meditation, reflection, being honest with yourself, looking at the dragonfly, asking the hard questions, being honest about our ego, not making excuses, not playing victim mentality. That will get you out and let that plant grow and grow and grow until the fruit comes. And then there you go. You have a beautiful apple tree or whatever, a bean, a cucumber, a potato. I don't know what you're growing, but whatever you're growing is this connection. Okay, so let it grow, but you have to have the role. You can't keep undigging it and checking to see if it's grown anything, or every time you argue with the universe, it's not there yet. It's like, no, and it's not going to be any faster if you judge it, because lots there with divine timing with that rabbit and that turtle. Okay, so trust in the process. Pile 1, let's take a look at your guidance then for Pile 1, Spirit. What more is Pile 1 needing to know here? Thank you so much, Spirit, for that channeled message for Pile 1. Parrot, Spirit, watch your words. So we're really focused on matrix things, what's being said, what's being done, what's sort of coming out in the 3D. I feel like we're really observing and putting a lot of focus and energy. Watch your words. Okay, what are they saying? What needs to be done? Like, no. Let's not lean so much into that world. Okay, and this is being observant of your energy. How are you talking to yourself internally? Those words, the mental thought, watch those. Be very observant by intervening with any thought here. We need to qualify those thoughts because we're stuck in some habitual pattern of thought. That's the program. We need to intervene. And at first it's difficult because there's a lot of thought activity. It's the inertia of the mind. It's thinking all these thoughts that are necessarily not true. That is ego. Okay, we have 45. That could be an age or a significant number. But 45 is 9, and 9 is all about the hermit, which is know thyself and do the shadow work. Okay, Virgo energy coming through. Yeah, watch the words that are going on in your inner dialogue. And the fact that I see this tropical bird that's full of colors is giving me chakra colors. Okay, so this means energetically what's going on inside you, the chakras, the chakra system. Okay, everything's energy. And so the chakra system could get bogged up with words that are vibrating in a certain level, and that's all stemmed from thought. And what is thought? Amalgamation of ego, because the ego is just our thoughts going on programming, and we start to believe it, and then our emotions are tagged to that, and everything's sort of riding on that. But once we are the observer, like that dragon said, watching those thoughts, we know we're not our thought. We now can make space between our thought, and we make different actions. Okay, but we have to do hermit work, meditation, know thyself, know what our triggers are. Dove spirits, be at peace. That's the second time you got peace. So I think you're trying to find a state of peace, but we need to get grounded and centered within self. No one out there is going to bring the peace, because if you listen to the ego, we're always going to be chasing the peace. I just need to hear from that person. I just need this person to do this. I just need that. It's like, no, once you get there, it's always the next thing. That's how the ego works. You know, if I get promoted, then I can just be happy. Then you get the promotion. If I can just own this company, I'd be happy. If I could just buy this car, I'll be happy. And then you get it. If I could just have that house, I'd be happy. Like, ego will never be happy and at peace. Being at peace is enjoying what is here right now in the present moment and being absolutely okay with it. That is true peace, liberation. Okay, and all the white is purity. And so that means I have to be pure, untainted of ego and thought in order for me to be at peace. Because peace is already here. It's here right now. You can choose peace. And how do we choose peace? By removing what's false. That's dragonfly. How do we remove what's false? Is by shining the light and seeing it for what it is. It's just a thought. It's not true. It's just a belief that I've carried, that I think is true. It's not true. And so once we shine the light several times and stop that thought from reoccurring, because the less attention you give to it, it sort of peters out. It doesn't think it's important anymore. But if you keep feeding that thought, it thinks it's important, and it keeps giving you more of that thought and more of that thought. Okay, and so once you remove the thought by not giving it attention, credence, putting wood on that fire, what is remaining is the authentic self. And the authentic self is where you find peace, because that authentic self is whole and complete. It doesn't need anything out there. 21, number 3. 3 is all about growth. Okay, relationships, initial success. 3 is also hangman in the tarot when it's reduced, which is seeing things from a different perspective, and getting enlightened, which is also hermit energy, getting enlightened. So we got to see things differently, understand things differently in order for us to then find peace. But we can't keep sticking to the same story that we know, the same way of doing things, and expect changes. We're just going to keep getting the same results. Groundhog spirit, time to let go. 31. So I have 21, 31. 10 years, could be 10-year age gap between you and this person for some of you guys. Okay, but this is the number 4, which is all about stability. And so I feel like there is a way that we're stuck to, both of you guys, that needs to be let go of. I think this person is too fearful to let go of the world they know, and so they're clinging to that. And I feel like you're too stuck to some story, some belief of how you connect to love in this person that you're not letting go of. So you're not surrendering or trusting the process. So you need to let go of that. Okay, and like I said, it's organic. I can't just say, oh, let go of it, and you're like, okay, I believe to let go. No, how do you get to trusting to let go? How do you get to trusting to the surrender? You have to do the work to get to the surrender. It doesn't just happen. So I can tell you till I'm blue in the face, just surrender, just surrender. You know, tarot readers keep telling you to surrender. Well, what the fuck does that mean? What that means is getting rid of what is false. You have to get rid of what is false. Beliefs, stories, constructs, social indoctrinations, ideas, things you tell yourself are true. Who told you? You know, sometimes I read comments, it's like, I know that. What do you mean you know? You know nothing. Nobody knows nothing. Okay, we don't know anything. All we can do is deal with this present moment right now, and it's never existed. And so it might appear like something we dealt with in the past, but it's not. So we know nothing. Okay, so we got to let go of what we think we know. Starfish spirit, open to the infinite possibility, 59. So starfish is about how we're perceived. So I still see ego from this. I care about how I look to an outsider, or how me myself am attached and identified to what it is that I need to appear as. Okay, this is all about how I'm appearing as, and it's all egoic because we don't identify with anything when we are truly transcended this ego. We are just in this light being in this present moment. I don't attach to stories of who I need to be or what's happening. No, 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 no. Okay, so open to the infinite possibility. This means if I'm already pigeonholed to an understanding of who and what and why and where and when, wow, now there's no infinite. It's all really tight and secure, and I'm hanging on to that understanding. But when I let go, now everything is open for the possibility. Everything happening at once. The universe has no cap. There is no limitation. Where you and this person are in this infinite universe could be totally in bliss, somewhere sipping margaritas, somewhere in Hawaii, you know, like there is no limit. The only limit is the one you're putting on yourself. And so we can't see the abundance of the universe. The infinite universe is happening right now, and we're stuck to a finite version of it. We think we're the body. We think we're beliefs. We think we're experience. And so we're cutting off this infinity, you know, and so let's be open to the infinite. Let's not attach to an understanding or a version of ourself or what has to appear in a certain way, because that's matrix. And so you're being asked to let go so you can find the stability of what you want. The only way to find the stability is through purity and being in peace here. White Raven Spirit, trust the magic. So Raven has good communication in between worlds, and it can connect to unworldly things. It's like a crow. And so the Raven, yeah, is this transformation because it's the death pulling through here again, like the crow. Death in the tarot is all about releasing what doesn't serve us. And so I think there's a need for us to really trust in the unspoken here. But we're really just looking at what is in the matrix, what is being seen with our eyes and what we're telling ourselves and believe. Meanwhile, it's like, no, trust, the faith is in the magic, in the divine, in the part of us that we're missing altogether. That's where we get truly empowered. Okay, so beautiful angels, that was your advice. If you are drawn to another pile, I will see you there. I love you very much, and I wish you guys a happy new year. I'll see you at the next one. Bye-bye. Hello, hello, gorgeous angels. Pile number 2, you guys picked the clear glass heart pendant. We're looking at a person on your mind and what are their thoughts and their feelings about you right here, right now, and this connection. It's kind of supposed to be like a quick pulse check, energy check on their feelings and thoughts right here, right now. Although quick is not in my vocabulary here because it just, if it comes, it comes. It takes as long as it takes, and I don't control what Spirit's channeling through me. Okay, so I intend on it being quick, but let's see then, Spirit. Clear and concise message in regards to pile number 2. I don't know if I said pile 3. Pile number 2's person's feelings and thoughts right here, right now. Please protect me and the viewer as I channel this message for the greatest and highest good of pile 2. Thank you so much, spirits, and thank you so much, pile 2, for allowing me to tap into your energy, the energy around you at this time. I'm so blessed to be here doing your reading. Now, if this energy's flipped, it's going to sound a lot like your feelings and thoughts. Okay, so you'll have to determine who is who. If I do say to you and it's your person. We have the jellyfish, flow with ease. 2 jellyfish here. We have mountain lion, initiate embodied leadership. Alligator, take intuitive action. Why is this jellyfish here, flow with ease? Porcupine, trust, open-hearted vulnerability. Why is this mountain lion here, spirits? Stork, receive blessings and gifts. And we have the beetle, think optimistically. And then we have sloth, seek nature's wisdom. And we have the frog, take the leap. And under that we have the turtle, evoke ancient grounded power. Okay, this is a healing relationship. And the healing connection you have with this person, I called it a relationship, whatever. Connection, relationship, interaction between the two of you guys is one in which there's a need to heal wounds, but release certain things that we need to get rid of in our world that need to be released in order for there to be change and growth. Okay, and it's a healing process. And so I feel like there is an opportunity for this person to take a chance on this connection. Take the leap. This is like fool energy. Okay, but in order for them to be available to take the leap, to sort of be baggage free, to engage in this connection, there has to be a certain amount of healing and a certain amount of release. And I feel like things are stuck or going very slow. Okay, I feel like this person is resisting the way of the universe. They're not allowing themselves to go with the universe where they're being guided. And so they're defensive. And why are they being defensive? I feel like the porcupine's talking about our ancestors, our traditions, our beliefs. So it's kind of giving me Hierophant energy. So there's a conditioned understanding I have. Okay, and it could have just been programmed through experience, conditioned over time, that is making me resist this connection. And so I don't trust to be vulnerable. And so I'm defensive about having to be in an energy of going with the flow. And so energetically, I'm resisting or getting in the way. Okay. And so I feel like this person is not allowing themselves to choose confidence and take action in this connection. And I think this person is dressing up empowerment as a choice that they're making, but they're reacting in fear. And so there is no choice. This is just reacting in fear. The choice would be to be courageous. That is a choice. But instead of choosing to be empowered and to come forward and take this chance, I am responding by way of energy and resisting and defensiveness, because that's the programming that has the wheel. The program is the hurt version of me. The program is my subconscious that has developed some sort of thing within me that's fragmented, that can't trust or be vulnerable. And so I'm in this energy thinking that it's me and it's a choice to be like this, but really I'm just prickly. And so here comes pile number 2, giving me this blessing and this gift. And I am seeing it, but I'm resisting it because there's a lot of fear and there's a lot of healing I need to do to the subconscious or these beliefs that are running the show. And I feel like this person feels like you are, well, you're definitely triggering that part of themselves, but they don't know this. But I think how it's reflected to them is you're in a light here that I can't match. You know, like you're larger than life. You're this blessing. You're maybe too good for me or too true for me. And so I think I'm less than or not good enough. And so therefore there's a belief I just automatically assume from this triggered part of me. And so therefore, in order for me to admit this to myself, because my ego definitely still gets in the way, I tell myself that maybe I'm controlling myself by saying I don't need to be vulnerable or engage in connection. Is it really a choice, or is it because deep down I feel like this person is too good for me, and deeper than that, it's because I have a belief of self-worth here that I have to face and deal with. So I just say, I'd rather just, do my own thing here. But it's really no, you're just avoiding being vulnerable. You're just avoiding a connection here. You're really just seeing this person as someone who you think's too good for you. And so you're resisting the gift. So until we can receive love and give love, we're not healed. This person has a problem receiving and giving love. They reject it, they push it away, and they don't go after this thing. And so they're being asked to do this, but I think this person is being defensive. Okay, they're being defensive here. And so I think this person is watching you from afar. I think this person is not communicating to you the truth, the depths of how they feel. And I think this person is maybe in your world right now in a way that, like, you don't have to be separate from this person, but I do feel like this person is getting in the way of the universe, and I don't feel this person's empowered because they're lack of self-confidence. And I feel like if they are around you, they're sort of silent and observing you. And so they could be ready to just defend themselves if they need to, because that's the programmed self. So if you get too close, it's like, oop, then the needle comes out, or I start to bite. But I think it has to do with emotions, because the alligator sort of hides in the surface of the water, and when someone comes close, it's like it jumps out and it attacks. So maybe you feel like this person could, get on the defensive when it comes to their emotions. And so if you leave them alone, then they're sort of okay to get along with here in some way. But it's not really allowing them to go with the way of the universe. And so I feel like this person is having to work on the thoughts that they have, because think optimistically. I feel like this person has self-defeating thoughts about self-worth, and it stemmed from fragmented energies in shadow through conditioning and beliefs that are creating this defensiveness. And look, seek nature's wisdom. So I think there's a lot of anxiety and tenseness here when it comes to speaking emotions, that they're defensive rather than just trusting and being themselves and allowing things to flow. And with the sloth, I feel there's a very slow, even with the turtle, slow progress with this person as they release, as they learn to trust themselves, as they heal this darkness within them that thinks that they're not worthy. And it's very slow here. Remove the mask. Yes, so that is the trauma speaking, masquerading as the version of them. I choose to be empowered to do what I'm doing right now. Meanwhile, it's a mask of, no, the fear is choosing to not be empowered. The fear is not allowing them to receive love. The fear is the mask, and they say that that's them. But really, it's resisting the way of the universe, allowing themselves to take the initiative. But it's like, if I take initiative, that means then I'm going to be vulnerable. What if I get rejected? I can't meet your level, your standard here. Then what? So I'm already not thinking optimistically. I'm already thinking I'm going to shit the bed. That's a belief that I instilled, that I'm not good enough. Why are we already thinking that we're going to fail? Why do we already think we can't provide? Or, yeah, this person, because this lioness, that's a lioness here. It's not a lion, masculine lion. It's a lioness. She is the hunter. Okay, she makes shit happen here. And so I feel like this person has a core belief. If I am not capable of providing in a way that I think needs to be the thing that I believe is true, then therefore I'm not good enough and I can't match you. And so why even match you? I'll just sit here, woe is me, thinking of the worst case scenario, not taking the leap of faith and trusting my own ability, because this is what I need to heal. Okay, but the frog, now I'm getting that story of I'll leave this like this. The kiss the toad and it turns into a prince. So I feel like this person is transforming. I really do, into the version of themselves. And I think it's taking some time, but we're seeing the white here. And so I feel like the white is talking about the purity, the conscious self. And so you might be awakened in your purest self. And so this person is learning to come into their purest self. And how do we do that? We release what's not true. We drop the mask, which is the ego, the stories, the beliefs. We look at our own fragmented energies about self-worth, value, and we don't resist what is, and we flow with the universe and accept what is. Oh my goodness. I dropped one. I dropped two. This was on the floor, and I don't know when that fell. It says, trust, transformation, crow. So crow is about communication. I think this person, like I said, is not talking. They're not talking their truth. They're looking at you, and they might just be there or looking at you from a distance, but it's like the truth needs to be communicated. There's too much fear. And the transformation, like I said, is talking about this frog energy, because I heal through the transformation and the release of certain things. But that would mean I face my fears. And the big fear here, I think, is also communicating a truth that they feel vulnerable. I'm not going to pull all these, but I am feeling called to these. And I do feel as though there's one more because of all the cards that were coming through. One more, Spirit, for pile number 2's persons, feelings, and thoughts. So crow is Scorpio energy. Lion is Leo energy. And then we have, Earth, Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn, and I feel some water as well. Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. And here's more Earth with the bumblebee. So the bee is talking about being able to, like in a pentacle way, show up and take the energy that we need to in order to create. And it's giving me really 8 of Pentacles type energy, you know, like putting in the dedication, the effort, and the energy. But there's one B, which means there is this need to do the self work. And this doesn't require anyone else but this person. So this person, I feel, is either working on themselves, releasing, in order for them to be able to do something constructive in this connection in a Pentacle realm. I'm getting a lot of earth, and I know it's showing air here, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, but I am getting earth from the B. But I feel like it's work on the mind, you know, because the sword's all about our mind, our thoughts. So right now, we might not be seeing the Pentacle results of this person. Swords is also communication. So, or action as well. So it's like this person's stunted when it comes to talking, taking action on their beliefs, because their beliefs are messed up right now. So it's like, I can't talk the truth, walk the truth, show you the truth. But what I can do is work on myself. I'm behind the scenes, work with my own thoughts, work with my own shadow, so that I can do something in a Pentacle realm. So I think this is what's happening right now. And so you don't see it, you know, and it's very slow. But I do feel there's one B here, so they're doing something. Yeah, they're shedding the old version of themselves. Okay, so we have to shed in order to make way for new. We can't have old and new coexisting, or else we don't have the new. It's still old. So the old skin falls away, and this is the incubation period where the new is being cultivated. And so, you know, when the honey bee goes and gets the pollen and brings it back to the flower, or I don't know. I don't know what the process is, but I do know there's a process. And so we don't have honey like instantaneously. Does it not need to sit there or do something? It's over a period of time in the honeycomb. So I feel like there's a period of time that's being worked on, cultivated here, of this new version of this person. And so they can't just shed their whole complete world or themselves overnight. It's a process. It takes time, dedication. And I think this is what's happening right now. You might not see it. You might just need confirmation about it. Nightingale, this is, again, the communication. But the nightingale has its own song. I'm hearing songbird. Its own self-expression. And so we can't have our own self-expression when we're wearing a mask. Like the song that we sing, the words we use, is only going to represent the version of us that we're thinking we are. So I think I'm not good enough. I think I'm this, that, and the other. I think I can't be vulnerable. I think I can't communicate how I feel. And so therefore, the only words that come out of me, for you guys, it looks like silence, but is inauthenticity. And it's inauthentic because I don't know who I truly am when I deal with the trauma. So there's a truth that needs to be sung by this person, like a real truth of how they feel, who they are. And they can only know who they are when they shed who they're not. And who they're not is their trauma. Who they're not is this version of themselves that needs to go away. So they can speak their truth. And I think it's a love song here that this person, I think they have nothing but wonderful things they want to tell you. Because this nightingale has a beautiful voice. You know, but right now it's like I'm not listening or trusting. Because there's too much fear in this transformation to come forward to talk to you. This bird's silent. This bird's talking. So this is where they're going. This is what they're working on. So I could talk to you. So I could be authentic with you. So I could communicate how I'm really feeling from a loving place here. Beautiful words. A beautiful love song. Hawk. So this hawk is talking about ascension. Okay. And we have a lot of air energy. So I think your person's a lot in their mind, having to deal with the way that they sort of see things. And I feel like this person needs to take action when it's the right time, because the hawk hunts and it uses its vision. When it sees movement, it goes and it dives and it snatches up its prey. Has to have precision. And so I feel like this person puts a lot of weight as well on the execution part, you know. So there might be some core belief that I don't want to fail. I want to take action and make sure it's successful when I do take action. And so I'm sitting, delaying, or avoiding, or I know that if I were to take action right now, it would be premature, because I still know myself well enough that I need to work on healing a certain part of myself. And so I can't execute. So I want to tell you, I want to share with you, but once I do this, then I have to put my money where my mouth is and take action. And right now I feel like if I were to take action, I would bomb, or I don't see it yet, how to execute. I'm not maybe ascended enough for me to understand that there is no point in time where I will be good enough, you know, but this could just be their state of consciousness. It's like I'm agreeing with some understanding I have, that's not true, by the way, that I'm not ready yet because I need to do this, that, and the other. But it's all, yeah, well, that's just a construct of your belief. That's the thing that needs to be healed, that you think there's a ready time. You're already whole and complete. Okay, but we don't know this until we shed those ideas and those understandings and those thoughts that we're not good enough, that we need to do this, that, and the other. Like, that's all just nonsense talk, based on an experience. And so it's like, I'm not good enough. You're too good for me. I'm not ready. I got to do this. I got to do that. I can't even tell you. Meanwhile, here you are, like this poor turtle and the sloth, like things going very slow, and this person defensive, not showing up, not communicating. You know, but Spirit wants you to know, like, this is a diligent person working on some part of themselves, because I feel this person wants to heal, and I feel this person wants to release something, and I feel this person does want to execute, but they're like, I can't execute right now. It's not time. I'm not ready because of me. My way I'm seeing you, and the way I'm seeing you here is larger than life. And so I feel like some of you guys even have this like parent-child type relationship with this person, or they might feel like you're, I don't know, like in a higher position or have more to offer. They definitely see you as a blessing. So let's take a look at guidance then. Guidance for pile number 2. Guidance. Squirrel spirits, believe in yourself. And honeybee and the squirrel are both diligent workers. I don't know if you guys ever watch squirrels, but squirrels sometimes look like they're playing, but they're always busy. They're always doing things here, you know, preparing, gathering the nuts, and even though they're having fun doing it. But I feel like there's a length of time that keeps pulling through the sloth, the turtle, this acorn. The acorn takes forever to grow into the oak tree. The oak tree is stability, security, you know. It's well rooted, it's grounded, it can't be blown over. And so there's a stability and a security that is building over time, taking very long, that this person is having to work through. And it all stems down from believing in themselves. And like I said, we can't just snap our fingers and believe in ourselves. We could, if we knew that it was just an illusion that we were buying into. But unfortunately, it takes shedding a belief, and shedding beliefs take time. Because we believe that we were not good enough. We believe that someone else was better, or that we needed to be something or not with that mask. That's the belief we have. So we need to believe in ourselves, not the lie. That takes time. Bat spirit, a rebirth is assured. Yes, your person is turning into, like I said, the new version, shedding that skin. And in the meantime, we're experiencing the 5. Conflict, loss, change. This person's not communicating. That's conflicting. But 5 is also rebuild. So it's like I'm rebuilding myself, but from a state of now trusting intuition, like this bat. But it's also blind. Okay, the bat is blind, but it's led by intuition. Sonar, it just sort of is guided here by the divine. So I feel there's divine guidance leading you in this journey. It's mostly how your person's doing here, but I feel like you're being told to just sort of let the divine guide you, let things be built. Trust that there is a rebuild and a rebirth. Look at the crow spirits that fell on the floor. And I don't know that it fell during your reading or a previous reading, but it was there. Crow spirits, co-create with spirit. You guys might be seeing a lot of crows. Okay, might be confirmation for some of you guys. And we have number 17 or the number 8. 8 is about strength. It's about movement and change. So spirit is wanting to come in here and guide you guys. Okay, so spirit does have a big role here. It's not just, you know, your person sort of holding the keys here. It's like spirit is working with you guys. Dragonfly, truth transcends illusion. 22. 22 is a master number. Peacemaker, diplomacy. It's also about healthy, energetic boundaries, but really what I'm picking up is the 22 means divinely guided relationships. Divinely guided, co-create with spirits, divinely guided with the 22. And so this means trust that that spirit is guiding this connection, protecting what needs to be protected, and that the truth transcends the ego, because the ego is the illusion. And like I always say, the truth doesn't need to be upheld. The truth stands on its own. We don't have to defend, excuse, fight for, keep holding up the truth. It just is what it is, and we accept the truth as it is. If we have to defend it, secure it, prop it up, feed it, that's an illusion. So those things fall away. So the truth always comes through. Whether we choose to see it or not is a choice of our own. And I think your person is seeing an illusion right now of who they are, and it's not true. And so this is what they're shedding so that they could see the great truth here. And the truth is going to allow them to transcend and ascend into a version of themselves that can now clearly see what is true. You know, and sometimes what is true is felt and known, not necessarily seen with the eyes. And so therefore it might be weird for us if we're in this 3D world and we don't really see it and we want to see it to believe it. It's like, no, just see that the illusion is the fact that we have some understanding that isn't necessarily rooted in reality. Just because it might be spiritual doesn't mean it's not real, you know. But I feel like there is some matrix world here with Pentacle, like seeing something come to fruition, being grown. And this takes a lot of time because I feel your person is amidst this transformation. And it could be very exhausting, you know, for them and for you. But rebirth is assured here. And we have to learn to work with spirit and not resist. Okay, because I feel this person was resisting and not going with the flow of the universe. And you might have been resisting, which might have delayed things because we're seeing 2 here. So we need to work with the universe and always call out any illusion that's not true, no matter how painful. It's like, is this based in truth? Or am I just believing something? You know, because if I just believe it, doesn't make it true. And that gets in the way of the universe. All right, beautiful angel, this is your reading. I'll see you at the next one. Bye-bye. Hello, hello, beautiful angels. Pile number 3, you guys picked the speckled glass heart paperweight, and we're looking at the person on your mind. We're doing a quick energy check based on feelings, thoughts. Where are they at? We could get your own if the energy's flipped. You might have to crisscross applesauce. If I say it's you, it's your person. Okay, but don't take messages that aren't for you. And this should match the energy of your person, because I won't be doing an energy check for you. It's important that you use your own intuition over mine here, okay? So we're using the animals to communicate what this is all about. And we're asking Spirit for a clear and concise message for the greatest and highest good of pile number 3. Spirit, pile 3's person they came here about. What are their feelings, thoughts right here, right now, in this connection for pile number 3? How are they feeling? What are they thinking for the greatest and highest good of this connection? And pile 3, Spirit, thank you so much. Buffalo, share abundance. Earth energy, Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn. Turtle, evoke ancient grounded power in reverse. Came out for all 3 piles so far. More earth energy. Dolphin, open up to emotional healing, is in reverse, and that's water. Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. We have the black jaguar, claim your spiritual power. So more earth energy. Also getting some Scorpio energy from this. And we have macaw, celebrate the power of expression in reverse. And we have the crow, trust and transformation. So some air energy in Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. And then we have whale, and it says communicate clearly. And then we have the frog, which says take the leap. Okay. Beautiful angel, let me tap into this energy here, okay? Starfish, find internal validation. Okay, this is someone in an internal journey. Okay, this could be you or your person. Apply it as you will. But I feel like this spiritual journey is happening with this person in order for them to get grounded, in order for them to become available and solid in this connection. And so this could be mirrored between you and this person. I feel like there is a lack of being able to communicate clearly and effectively what's going on in the subconscious spiritual realms that I feel is being felt by both of you guys. I feel there could be a power struggle between you and this person, or both sort of emulating a masculine energy with each other in some way here. Okay, or both of you guys sort of not speaking your truths for whatever reason, and maybe both you guys are mirroring in the way of the transformation. And the transformation is happening. And this transformation is one in which we have to sit with subconscious and look at the fears. And so I feel like there's a lot of emotions here that are being suppressed or repressed or not looked at because of the fact that we are resisting or going through some form of needing to accept. And so I feel like this frog talks about healing. And so we cannot take the leap or the trust in the divine nature of being expressive and this spiritual knowing until we release and heal something within our emotional body. And sometimes we don't or cannot release something completely. We transmute it so that we're able to deal with it. Okay, like pain, sometimes it never really fully goes away, but we can deal with it, we can talk about it, we can shine the light on it, and it no longer stays in the subconscious shadow, dictating our moves and our responses. And so I feel like there's a shadow part of self that is being communicated from this person. And so the shadow self is in the driver's seat here. This person is needing to get grounded. Okay, and this person is feeling unsafe when it comes to expressing themselves in this connection. And so therefore, like I said, the shadow self or the trauma itself or the self that's being repressed is the self that's acting right now. But they are amidst some transformation here. And I feel like this person is having to do more healing when it comes to emotional expression, specifically trusting in their inner power and their spiritual power, because the starfish can talk about us identifying as a version of ourselves that we think we need to be in order to impress or stay protected or be successful or be appreciated or wanted. And so I still enact in a way here that's not me. And I might not realize this because I'm still in this trigger program or this mode in which I need to sit with, because the part of me that I need to sit with and heal and look at, it really needs to be fully transformed so that I can drop the starfish energy that I'm in. But I don't realize it, or I don't know that this is getting in the way of the stability of this connection or my ability to be unwavering in my commitment and dedication to share myself fully and authentically as I am. Because if I don't, then my person can't. And so if I'm in shadow, if I'm disconnected from my spiritual power, if I don't know the divinity within me, but I'm still in the matrix, pretending or trying to be something I'm not, giving more, believing I'm lacking, trying to attain this person to make me feel a certain way, then I'm in starfish. If I'm resisting, fighting that my feelings or my emotions or suppressing them, then I'm in starfish. So this could be you and your person blended here, because I feel like maybe one's resisting or fighting this, trying to protect themselves from not being vulnerable, not wanting to allow the deep feelings to come out. And another person is like not seeing their true divinity. And so they're like acting in all sorts of ways because they're needing to sit with a part of their emotions that need to be transformed so that they can know that they're whole and complete and communicate to their authenticity, true and pure, what they want, who they are, and allow this connection to flow so that the healing can happen. But there's a block in the healing because both parties, regardless who you are, need to look at their emotions. Okay, so this is what's transforming in this connection. Neither party right now are being honest. And I don't think it's because they want to lie. They're just not being honest because they haven't sat and faced the fear in the subconscious here of something here that's being suppressed. I'm not good enough. I need to be more, do more in order to be loved. Love is out there. I need to chase it. I need to hold it down. You know, but whatever it is, it's getting in the way of you guys sharing abundance and providing security and being relied upon the other person energetically in order to feel safe. So neither party feels safe with each other right now. Both are upkeeping their illusion, if you will. Both are suppressing and resisting the truth of who they are. And both need to do this healing. And that means releasing who they're not. That deep, deep love here, spiritual love, lots of fear. Okay, Scorpio energy, like I said, pulling through again. Oh my goodness, you guys saw that, right? Sometimes, honey, the tarot reader is freaking me out. Scorpio. Okay, so this is defensive energy when we talk about the Scorpion who is on defense mode. And so, energetically, because I feel this is two people, I'm going to give you your message, and you could flip-flop it if it's not you. Your message is this. You might not think you're defensive, but you still have ego, and you are defensive. Okay, don't take the message if this isn't your pile. Who I'm reading for is defensive energetically. Why? Because your energy is giving off an inauthenticity. That is defensive energy. The only reason why we would ever be inauthentic is because we're trying to protect ourselves. That's a defensive coping mechanism. It doesn't matter whether you're being extra nice, extra giving, extra kind, or extra anything. That's still inauthentic. So you might think, well, I'm not pushing them away, so therefore I'm not defensive. It's like, no, but you're leaning into them with defensive energy. We have to just be self. We have to find the middle ground. We can't lean in and we can't lean back. We can't run away and avoid deep feelings. And we can't overly ungrounded with feelings. Oh, this person. And completely like allow this person to pull us like they're the driver of our emotions. No one can drive your emotions unless you're traumatized. And so there's these deep emotions I have within me. I need to transform into someone who is centered, who knows who I am, and who I am is a divine, beautiful being who's healed because I've released my need to be accepted, or I released the understanding I had that someone out there was going to make me feel whole, or that relationship is what I need. That's defensive energy. So as long as I believe that, people are going to run and smell that away from a mile away. Or they'll come to you, but the people you deal with then are people you don't really want because you're not in your authenticity. Okay, so we both need to get authentic. And what does that mean? It means facing the emotions we weren't wanting to see and getting centered and grounded, not allowing other people to pull at our emotions. How am I defensive right now? How is the ego running the show? And Scorpio talks a lot about the shadow. So there's something in the subconscious shadow that I haven't dealt with yet. And so just because we sat with our feelings thinking, oh, I'm open, I'm vulnerable to them. No, well, there's something deeper in your subconscious that needs healing, that you need to resolve here. It's getting in the way of your healing. You have to release it. You have to transform it. You have to work on it. You have to connect to your divinity. There's more spiritual work you got to do here. Okay, and the spiritual work is knowing how to transcend ego and beliefs and thoughts that get in the way of you creating abundance here with this person, because you're still defending yourself, or you're still not truly being vulnerable. Vulnerability is I'm not acting in any way except for who I am. That's it. And I've healed the part of myself that was in my subconscious. And there's no need for me to be anyone else. Look at that. Buffalo on buffalo. Honey, the tarot reader's freaking me out again. Okay, buffalo, earth energy. So we want stability, want security, but in order to do this, we have to be stable in our own energy, grounded. I think you're off in some fantastical space, so you might be understanding your spiritual divinity, but I don't think you've rooted it in reality just yet. And so we might be just completely in some sort of cloud of fantasy. And so what's Spirit saying? We need to get grounded. We need to understand how to bring it back so that we're solid. We can have abundance in this connection, but we really need to get grounded here, okay? And I feel like you want stability and security with your person here, but it doesn't just happen like that. We have to work on our energy. We have to get grounded. We have to put down our defenses, and we have to understand when we're off in some other energy space. Nightingale. This came out for pile 2. Air energy, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. So we're not communicating. I think we're not speaking our authenticity with this nightingale. It has a voice. It expresses itself. It's blocked. Blocked. Creative. Celebrates the power of expression. Right on top of this. Look at how Spirit loves this reading. Synchronistic. So what's it saying? We can't speak our piece, our truth, and express ourselves authentically when we're not authentic. Whatever your energy's in, I feel your person's also not being authentic here, okay? Because I feel it's both, you guys. But someone is needing to really shed that version of themselves so that they can then see what's left. And what's left is going to be their truest voice. And then things can get stable and secure here. The Deer. We're too much hesitant, I feel, your person here with the Deer in the reverse. And someone is too... I feel two energies I keep feeling. One is running and one's leaning in. So we need to find middle ground between the two of you guys. And not to be so like skeptical and like this Deer is sort of watching, observing, but too hesitant to trust. And so it runs when you come near, and then the other person might be just too, I don't know, like need to get grounded, need to get stable, just too much in some energy here that isn't allowing things to sort of flow naturally. And so it's scaring this Deer away. So you might not be intentionally scaring the Deer away, but you're scaring the Deer away, which is your person. Okay, so there's a need for us to trust in the divine, let it flow, not to be too hesitant. And a Deer is very innocent. And so that means to me that we don't know what's going to happen. We have to have eyes of a child to let things unfold as they do. And not to try to interject with what we want to see happen. But like the child, we don't know. Whatever happens is going to happen, and I'm going to embrace it and accept and lean into it in a way here that works with it. Not resist it, not try to make it something that it's not try to convince myself anything other than seeing the universe from the innocent eyes. Rejection. Confidence. Look at those two things. Creativity. That's Pisces energy, High Priestess status. So, Ghost. Some of you guys got mega rejected by this person. They ran away, they blocked, they ghosted. They're not showing up. Okay? And so, whether they're there in the physical or not, there's this feeling of rejection we have. And so we could have got bit or scorned, or someone, like I said, defensive. Okay? And so if your person hurt you by rejecting you, is defensive, they ghosted, they did something here where they're absent, we could be in our ego of how we took that in. And it impacted our confidence. And so how's our energy now? Are we ready to sort of sting back? Because I feel like we're being called to lean into the intuition and the spiritual side of this thing here, so that we can connect and bring it into the 3D to get very grounded, but not respond in sort of a reactionary way, but get very focused, grounded, rooted, but bring the spirituality in, so that we aren't just looking at what's happened in front of us and allow this feeling of separateness to engulf us with the sadness. They rejected me, and now I'm feeling sad, separate, and alone. You know, that is a very 3D way of looking at something that is very deep and spiritual. So we need to transform out of this sort of 3D mindset. If we got rejected, if we got stung, if we got hurt, if someone did ghost us, then it's like, how can I work with the divine here, trust my intuition to see past this separation consciousness, that they're out there, that they're independent from me because they're running, you know, and work on my own confidence and trust in the divinity here. And so I feel like Spirit is saying, if you do feel like this person is off doing their own healing or not diving into their emotions, and you're wanting to do this so that you could become honest and shed your starfish, then you can work on a creative pursuit here. That will work on your confidence, whatever this might be. Writing, singing, dancing, whatever. You know, whatever. It might be your own spirituality, but there's something here that you can feed until you boost up your confidence so that you can connect to the divine, and so that you know your trueness and your divinity. It doesn't come from someone else. You have to connect and find it through a roundabout way. You have to find it through a roundabout way, not through this person. And I think you're learning about your divinity so that you are confident in your own power, your God power. Okay, because there is a form of self-expression that needs to come through you, that needs to be given, birthed into this world. And the only way you reach that is through your own accord. It doesn't get handed to you. It isn't found in another person. It is, I found this confidence of myself by going through something here. Okay, and leaning into it, not running, not doubling down in an area of this person to make them, you know, unreject me. Not wallowing in the sadness of the rejection and seeing the separation and sitting there for much longer, but see what it is. And now I work with my own subconscious in my own emotions so I could find my authenticity. Because right now we're wearing the starfish as a protective thing and we don't realize. Okay, we might be in victim story longer than need be because we're really protecting ourselves. So here's your guidance. Crow spirits. Co-create with spirits. So spirit wants you to transform. We can only transform when we're open and ready to receive, and we lean into the fears and look at the subconscious. But it's working with spirit, not thinking we know more, not resisting, not trying to force our way, but spirit is unfolding as it does. And spirit right now unfolded as rejection in front of you for a reason, so that you can heal. Okay, it wasn't this person that chose to block you, ghost you, reject you because they hate you. That was spirit waking you up so that you can wake up to some divinity here. Okay, parrot spirit, watch your words. Words, 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 words. Okay, communicate clearly. This is emotional expression. Celebrate the power of expression. The nightingale. So I feel like we're really hung up in the 3D form of what's being said and done. And we're also sort of trapped in our own mind story. So we need to be aware of what we're telling ourselves. It's not true. Peacock spirit, ego. Okay, let it shine. So the only way we can be really shining is when we shine from our authenticity. If we're not shining from authenticity because we're guarded or acting in a certain way, then the thing that's shining is the false self. So we start to feel even worse. It's not me who's shining, it's the projection of who I'm pretending to be. So if we're starfish, we can't shine. And I think when we're an ego, that's the thing that's running the show. That's the thing that's talking. It's not the true self talking, it's the ego self. And so we need to be seen and we need to be expressed. And I'm getting another energy coming through here, which I feel is worth mentioning. And this person probably already clicked off. I cannot communicate how I feel. I can't, because I'm scared of rejection and being my truest self. And so I'm running away, but I feel rejected. I don't have the confidence here. You know, I haven't expressed. And so really it's my ego that's like causing this pain and this connection. I'm defensive. So I feel your person is defensive for some of you guys who read like this. And so they're absent from being present in this connection. And being present means welcoming all form of expression, tapping into the emotions, being okay with the emotions, releasing things here in order to heal, not being so skittish, okay, like allowing the transformation to happen, to communicate to their truest form. But I feel there's so much fear here in saying how I feel, so I'm just pretending or saying what I don't feel by not saying anything at all. Pig spirit, use your mind wisely. And seahorse spirit, watch and wait. Watch your words, watch and wait. Seahorses mate for lives, pig grow wings. Something's taking very long. And I feel like now we're back to the other person. Oh my goodness, spirits. So this is about, maybe we don't see any hope here, you know, that this connection is going to get anywhere. And it's like, trust that the universe is going to unfold exactly as it should. But use the mind wisely. Are we investing a lot in seeing sort of what's not working and what can't be? You know, like I'm looking at the rejection. I'm looking at the thing that I'm giving life to, but it's like it's not even real. And so where is the mind focused? Is the mind really focused on the core of the matter, which is really how I feel, not the starfish? So I feel like we need to allow what is to flow and be patient enough to see what unfolds without forcing any sort of way or will here. Okay, because I feel like there's a need to be grounded, stable, share in abundance, communicate how we feel, trust in our emotions, not let the mind get in the way, identify when there's ego. There's a little bit of everything in this sort of pile here. Okay, and really this is giving me like laying the stability and the groundwork here for a lifetime. Buffaloes are very solid. Seahorses, like I said, mate for life. It's a lifetime thing here. And so when we transform, it's like the version of ourself, the version of ourself that's like for a lifetime that we could commit to and create with. Okay, but we can't be too scared about this. I feel there's a lot of fear in this sort of energy. Okay, pile number 3. Sorry, this reading was a little all over the place, but that was your reading. Pile 3, I hope this helped. I'll see you at the next one. Bye-bye. Hello, hello. Pile number 4, you guys picked the rose quartz palmstone heart. We're looking at the person on your mind and their feelings right here, right now. Feelings and thoughts. And it's like a quick sort of pulse check here, seeing where your person's at. Energy could be flipped, meaning it could be your own feelings and thoughts. It could be mixed, meaning you'll have to identify who is who, because I won't know. I'm just reading energy and cards. And so we'll ask Spirit for a clear and concise message for pile number 4 in regards to the person they came here about. What are their feelings and their thoughts? Now, because I'm not doing your own energy check here, you'll have to really use your intuition to tell whether this is your pile or not, okay? Clear and concise message. Please protect me and the viewer as I channel this message for the greatest and highest good of pile number 4. I'll be using the animal cards, not the tarot. Mountain goat, keep going. I'm getting Capricorn energy from this. I'm also getting Aries just from the curly horns here. Skunk in reverse, set healthy boundaries. Zebra, break free from the box in reverse. Spider in reverse, creative magic, or sorry, create magic. I'm getting Scorpio energy. Lots of Earth, Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn. There's the mouse in reverse. It says release worry. Finally, why is this zebra here, Spirit? The macaque. Celebrate the power of expression. And the camel. Activate your inner cosmos. And the porcupine. In reverse, trust. Open-hearted vulnerability. Okay. You sit here with this energy. Okay, like I said, could be you, your person, or whatever, but been a long time, and we feel like there's a lot of resources here missing. So emotions aren't being expressed or shown or given in a balanced way of give and take. Okay, and I feel like it is because, I'll read this as your person, is in an energy here of I feel your person here is in an energy of responding by being defensive and hurtful in some way here. But I don't know necessarily that you guys are in contact. I feel like this is really showing about where you're at. And it's like it's been a while. This person hasn't shown up. I feel like they've taken away some love or something from me. And so now I'm wandering dry this desert without resources. We haven't talked in a while. I don't know how this person feels. And so I think you're looking for some guidance. That's how this is coming through. Okay, so this is about Spirit saying keep going in the direction of forward movement. Do not look back. Okay, do not look back, because I feel like you want to create something magical here. And I feel like you're learning about healthy boundaries. And this would require you to understand what it means to be vulnerable, what it means to be defensive, what it means to be in shadow trigger program, what it means to worry and create sort of noise in your own mind about what you think you need to do or be that isn't true, that erodes at your own self-confidence, or it contaminates the way you love. And so you're learning on releasing unhealthy things right now. How you love, self-speak, and your inability to set healthy boundaries and really learn about being defensive. Because I think there's a defensiveness about you that maybe you're not understanding is actually defensive. And this could be having no boundaries at all. And that is a way of me protecting myself. Some part of myself that doesn't want to be vulnerable or miss out on love. And so I keep it alive by not knowing boundary. Okay, but whatever it looks like, because remember, it doesn't have to be a standard way boundaries stay out. It doesn't have to be that. It just means the way I'm protecting myself, the way I'm going about protecting myself, I might think is empowered. I might think it's creating something, but all it's doing is maybe contaminating some truer form of something. So I feel like you haven't created what you want. I feel like you're still learning about healthy boundaries and not contaminating your own thoughts. And I think you're breaking free from some matrix world here, which is the construct, the beliefs, the ideas that you held at one time of what love needs to be or what relationship needs to be. And so I feel like you and your person do feel separate at this time. And Spirit's really showing like there's a need for you to go through this process before you and your person could come together. And so you might be more focused on what's not happening and what you're deprived of. And, you know, the more you sort of focus on this, the more you're sort of taken away from what you're supposed to be experiencing. And Spirit's saying, keep going in the direction of looking at the shadow self, the defensive self, the self here that is either not understanding what it's protecting, the mind that contaminates the thought, the thing that's eroding your confidence when it comes to love. Okay, because I feel like we're needing to release a big part of something here that we're hanging on to or we're feeding. Okay, but we're learning how to release. And so I feel like until we can express yourself authentically, we're being removed from this person, or the universe is not allowing us to create. Okay, and so for some of you guys, we could be having to focus on our creative pursuits, our passions here to be able to connect to some part of ourself. Octopus. So the octopus is very intelligent. Dragon in reverse. So this is all about transmuting the ego. So we might be very much in the mind, very much thinking we know, but we need to deal with the egoic part of self here that is not always falling back on book knowledge and the understanding that I have, because the understanding that you have is not what's required here. All that does is contaminate the journey. Hummingbird. So this is the nectar of life. You need to be graceful here. Air energy, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Lots of mind activity. And the fish. And the dragonfly. And under that we have the raccoon. Wow, look at this. Okay, so what this is telling me. You have, if this resonates for you, okay, and I think you might think this isn't you, but I do feel this is your energy, viewer here, if you're here this far. You do have a false way of being. Okay, now this doesn't mean I'm pretentious or doing anything other than I'm not allowing my truest state, which is in my heart, that's below the egoic self. It's not my mind. It's not what I think. It's not what I was conditioned to believe. It's not a knowledge. It's not a book smart. It's a version of myself that I can only get to when I transcend my ego, when I release the fact that I don't know anything at all, when I learn to be in dance here with the universe, when I trust the universe and have no control over my own sort of world. I'm in the present moment. I don't attach myself to outcome or understanding. I have to know where I'm going. I have to know the structure. That's all ego. I trust the universe. I'm flowing with the divine. Now we're able to row in the direction of what we're supposed to be here in this connection. The nectar becomes available, which I feel is sharing and giving in relationship. But right now we're contaminated by our mind, our thought story, the ego gets in the way, and it's all because we're inauthentic. You have to see through the illusion, and the illusion here is the ego. So we have to lean into the spiritual awakening, the awakening that's now trying to get us to ascend to a higher version of consciousness. And so we must call out what's fake. And this is the true liberation and transformation. And this dragonfly talks about transformation just like a butterfly. So the only way I can ascend, the only way I can come closer is surrendering, letting the universe guide me, not being in control with the mind, because I feel there's a very heaviness here on control. That's just an illusion. That's an illusion that we have control. And we believe that we're a version of ourselves that's not true. And so we're really having to shed those toxic ways of thinking and understanding, because it's toxic here, because it is feeding and upkeeping an illusion of what love needs to be or who I am. No, you're not. You don't know who you are. Stop pretending that you know who you are. You're in this present moment. The you that you think you are is an attachment of a past you. It's an experience you experienced over some period of time, which, by the way, doesn't exist anymore. It's gone. So who are you? The you are is the you that you were at birth. That's the you, your essence, your being. The you you've learned to be has been conditioned over time. That's not you. That's not you at all. So you're not really trusting. You're not trusting in the divine. You're not surrendering. You're getting all up in there thinking that you know better than the universe. That's arrogance, fear. Fear is really at the helm. I'm also getting spiritual transformation. This is giving me death card with the blackness here. So it's like, I fear letting go of control. I fear surrendering because it goes against what I know, or like intellectually it's telling me I need to grip and hang on and control the way it's going to go, understand it. No, you don't. That's fear that needs that. So you're saying you're your fear? That's an illusion. Fear doesn't exist. You're keeping it alive here by thinking that you need some form of control. No, you don't. Anger. Yeah, and so we hang on to a state of being that's not resonating vibrating in a state that allows things to come together. So we need to release, and you might say, well, I'm not angry. Any energy that's contracting, that's not expanding, is falling in the vibration of anger. Fear and anger are low vibrational things. And worry and anxiety and self-speak, I'm not good enough. But we might think we are because we're intelligent in some way and we're overcoming some form of the divine power. We know better. We know more. It's like, no, that's low vibe. It's really fear that's behind that. The ego fears letting go and surrendering. So it doesn't matter how intellectual the person is, book knowledge wise. There could be a whole shitload of fear here. Because once the divine has the wheel, it's like, yeah, well, learn to surrender. This is a spiritual journey, not a journey about how much we know. Balance. So we need to balance the mind, heart, and our spiritual self, the masculine, the feminine side of ourself. So masculine is the thought, okay, and feminine is the heart. So we need to balance the two, integration of the mind into the heart. We can't drive solely with what we know. Yeah, we're becoming enlightened. And the enlightenment is transcending ego so that we can actually see clearly, see through the illusion. The illusion is thought. The illusion is ego. The illusion is beliefs. The illusion is I have control. The illusion is I know better than spirit. The illusion is I'm all those things that I said I was yesterday. And spirit is saying, no, 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 no. You are divine light being. You're nothing except for this present moment. You're pure consciousness. Your awareness, you're not attached to anything or anyone. Nothing's going to make you whole or complete. You are going to come into balance with your masculine and feminine energy because that's what you are. Spiritually, emotionally, and mentally come into balance in order for you to heal wounds, which are stemmed from fear, resentments, jealousy, anger, contracting feelings that don't feel good. Okay, so it's slow and you're wondering why you're slow or going slow, but it's like activate your inner cosmos. What's going on inside of you is what needs to be looked at. And that is divinity. It's not manifested out there, you know, and the mind wants to see it. It doesn't trust to just surrender. What do you mean what's going on inside of me? I can't touch, feel it. No, but you got to learn to trust it or else you're going to feel annoyed. Okay, Bobcat spirits. Life is a mystery. Yeah, trust. We don't want to trust. The mind keeps getting in there. I want to know. And look, 8 is ego. Okay, I want to get in there to know where I'm being led. No, you don't need to know. The ego needs to know. And you don't know. Stag spirits take the lead. So this means when I'm being called to take action, it will be very clear to me when I need to take action. I don't need to force my way. I don't need to force my will. All I need to do is allow the universe to unfold as it does and allow myself to take action where I'm supposed to, not by shutting down, avoiding, resisting, trying to have my way, because I feel there's a resistance here. Okay, there is a resistance here because we don't want to look at the fear. We don't want to look at the truest self. And so we're pretending to see something that's not existing. It's not real. And it's the fake false self that upkeeps this energy. Dolphin spirits, this and that are true. Look at that. The balance. So what does this mean? We can't completely just be like, oh, the mind sucks, you know, because the mind serves its purpose. But we can't just lead with the mind. We have to lead with both. We have to have discernment, but we also have to know what's true. And so this and that are true. So I feel you're dealing with a person who has one understanding and you can't get on board. And so there needs to be an acceptance of this and that becoming both true in order for you to allow the universe to flow. Turkey spirit, give with gratitude and grace. I do feel one more. And so this is having to give grace and gratitude to what is instead of resisting and fighting, because I feel there's a lot of resisting and fighting what is. And pig's spirit, use your mind wisely. Yeah, we're too much in the knowing, too much in the knowledge, and we think that maybe spirituality or something is like an out there sort of thing or not real. And it's like, no, we need to find balance. And we need to know that just because we don't see it in the book or know it intellectually doesn't mean it doesn't exist. Okay, I feel like you're really in some confusing energy here because we're torn with the heart and the mind. And the only reason why Spirit is doing this is so that you can surrender to spirituality, surrender to enlightenment, allow yourself to release the false self and the egoic self that tries to think it needs control, so that you and your person can communicate again and come into contact. So divine protection, they're being pulled from you so you can break out of the matrix here and become your authentic self. And this is also talking about creativity, like self-expression in a way here that's very unique to you. I feel like there is this, I thought there was something else here. Wasn't there something else? I don't know. Anyway, both of these. Creation. I thought there was. Why do I feel there's still something here? Okay, Linda, you're spazzing out. I'm spazzing out. Okay, it's not there. Creative energy. You're being asked to create something here that I think is outside of this experience. And I think it's going to shed the light. It's going to illuminate things a lot more clearly. And it could be something in regards to your spirituality. I don't know. But I feel like it's a form of self-expression that is authentic, that breaks you out of the you that you thought you were in order for you to create something here. But I feel like ultimately we're asking about this connection, and I feel like this connection, you and this person are not coming together, and I do feel it's because of your energy, and I feel like you're having to go through some ascension here, ascension of enlightenment, working with the universe, balancing your mind, body, spirit, not being arrogant or knowing more than the universe or only solely leaning on the brain, trusting and surrender. We don't know where we're going. We're in the present moment, but know that Spirit's going to deliver. And this is your authentic self-expression, not the self that's in illusion, not the self that's defensive or the self that doesn't know boundaries. Okay, and like I said, the boundary could come in way of totally pulled back or totally over in one way, but it's trying to protect a part of its shadow self, and it acts in ways that are inauthentic. But the true is just allowing things to be as they are, accepting them as they are, surrendering to the universe, and then taking the lead, meaning now I can choose from a state of conscious awareness with my free will which way I want to go. But when I'm in illusion, it's like the choice in front of me isn't real, because I'm still in fantasy land. I'm still in ego. I'm still in this sort of thing. But once I remove the mask and don't buy into only the mind, I'm in observer mode. Now I see the choice in front of me. Now this person becomes available. And now I engage differently. My choices are different. I'm seeing things differently for the first time. I can actually see through my own thoughts with the rat. Okay, that's been the annoyance. Beautiful pile number 4. This is your reading. I hope this helped you, and I will see you at the next one. Bye-bye.